What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, it is appreciated. I'm currently waiting for the mailman to show up so I can start trying to run hard lines back here. On top of that, I'm going to be painting this piece of my strut bar a different color. I'm also going to be painting my roll cage so that it's not just the pure metal. Not that I had any issue with the metal, but as time has gone on, there has been spots that I've noticed that are showing a little bit of rust, and I don't want that. It's not a good look. On top of that, if I get the chance, I will be trying to paint my headliner. No idea why Nissan decided to put tan headliner in here with everything else being black. But one, it doesn't look great, and two, it's pretty dirty, as you can see. Only issue is I can't really take out the roll cage, so my only option to paint the roll cage as well as the headliner is to paint it in the car, which obviously I don't want to get paint on anything I'm not supposed to, so that's going to be a little bit of a mission, but we'll figure it out. So while I'm waiting for the mailman to show up with the supplies that I need to run my hard lines, I'm going to go ahead and start attempting to block pieces off that I don't want to get painted so I can paint the roll cage. Okay, so some time has passed. Amazon did stop by. I will show you the hardline kit I'm going to be trying here in just a moment. But while I was waiting for that, I was getting the Z prep to go ahead and paint the roll cage. So both my seats are out, which is always such a pain in the ass to take out. And as of right now, everything is pretty much taped off and covered that needs to be. So while I'm working on the hard line, I am also going to be spraying coats on the roll cage. So I got some primer, I got the paint, so this is pretty much ready to go. And just so you guys can see it, this is the line that I bought, and this is the tubing bender that I bought. Now, I did buy both of these from Amazon, so it's either going to be one of those things that was cheap and works out perfectly, or it's going to be one of those things that you didn't spend a whole lot of money on and doesn't work at all. So we will see how it goes. So a couple coats of primer have been put on the roll cage, at least going down, facing the opposite way. I haven't done yet just because I put old mattress that I've had sitting on the wall forever in there just to cover the dash and make sure that no overspray gets on anything. But with that being in there, it's a little difficult for me to maneuver to paint from the other side. So as soon as this sits for a little longer, I'll go ahead and prime the other side and then just repeat the process for the painting. In the meantime though, I have started working with the hard lines and I have learned a couple things. So one thing I learned is, I don't know how to use this damn tube bender. It's probably super simple and I'm just stupid, but either way, I haven't been using it. But I did learn that with this type of tubing, it's actually relatively easy to just twist by hand. It does take a little bit of work to make some tougher curves, and you know, if you're wanting something really precise, then you are going to need to learn how to use this. But for a shape like this, you're able to just move it around by hand. So that's what I have so far, is this little layout here, and I'm going to make another one opposite of this for the other side. Before I did this, I did go on Microsoft Paint and kind of just play around with different designs, see what I liked. This design that I'm making now is kind of what I came up with. So far it's coming out good, so I'm just going to keep away at this while the coats are drying and just continue to multitask and get these projects knocked out. So two quick things. I figured out how to use the tube bender. I was just being stupid. I figured it out at the end of making the opposite side of the line I already did. But it's good that I know, because the second set of lines that I'm gonna have to do is a bit more intricate, I think. So it's good that I know how to use that. And then second, making the opposite side was a bit of a pain, just because once I tried flipping it over, I like pinched a line and then had to work around that. But I got it. So far it's looking pretty good. I'll show you guys what it's looking like so far. I think it looks pretty cool. Definitely need to do a little bit of adjustments, I think. Right now I need to do the ones for the other set of lines. Again, that design's gonna be a little bit harder to do. I don't even know if I have enough line for that, so I'm gonna have to see. But either way, pretty excited. So it has been at least a full day since I last picked up the camera. But in that time, I have done quite a bit. So for starters, all the hard lines are finished. However, I don't have any push fittings to connect those to the manifold. So those are ordered. They should be here tomorrow. Thankfully, Amazon had some. So I'm just waiting for those to come in. Then I can actually put the hard lines up. But as you can see, Roll cage is fully painted. Really happy with how it ended up coming out. Would have been kind of nice to have a darker blue like my shift knob, but at the same time this does pop. I don't think the camera is doing it complete justice because I think it looks really, really light on camera, but I'm still pretty happy with how it looks. On top of that, especially because I had to paint this in the car, which was a massive pain in the ass. And another thing that I painted in the car, since everything was kind of taped off and the seats are out, is my headliner. I had fabric spray paint just sitting on my shelf forever. I was going to use it for the 280ZX, but I wasn't able to. So I just sprayed all this down. Again, doing this in the car was a massive pain, especially having to tape everything off, make sure the windows and everything were safe, but everything is painted. Honestly, really happy with how it came out. And it also allows the roll cage to pop more, which I like. But now that the roll cage is painted, the headliner is painted, the hard lines are done, I'm going to start wrapping the center console and the other parts that I need to. So I apologize guys, I am being a really bad YouTuber right now. There's just a lot of different stuff that I'm trying to accomplish and I'm getting it done, but I'm kind of slacking on filming everything, so I apologize. I think I got some footage of me wrapping parts of the center console. I ended up having to leave to go show some houses and I came back, started working on it, and then just putting everything back together this morning. I was trying to finish by last night so that I can go take pictures this morning with somebody, but that didn't end up working out. I just didn't end up having enough time. But center console is all wrapped and put inside. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks good. The color scheme of the marble with like the black and there's almost like a grayish blue in there as well, I think goes well with the car. I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap the little door ends. It's not gonna be a whole lot or be difficult to do, so I'm just gonna do those really quickly. Only thing is, the only part of the marble wrap that is left are these parts, so there's not like a whole lot of the marble with the design on there, but I still think it'll look good. And then again, at some point I will need to buy some more vinyl wrap to re-wrap this so that the marble at least matches. But for now, I don't necessarily think it looks bad. So, the seats are put back in. All in all, in my opinion, a very good improvement on the way the inside looked before. So, finally, after waiting, the proper fittings that I needed came in, and this is how it came out. Honestly, pretty happy with myself and the ability to pick something up and make it work somehow. Kind of done it with the entirety of this car as far as painting things, Bondo, fiberglass, all that stuff, and hard lines have always been something that I kind of admired in people's builds. Never knew how to do it or anything, was a little nervous to, said screw it, bought the supplies, and it came out pretty dang good. Most of the bends were done by hand, so they're not 100% smooth as they could be, granted. But all in all, for paying less than $20 for the hard lines and them to look this good, as well as there not be any air leaks because I already tested it, I'm pretty damn happy with it. As far as the design goes, I think it's a good design just because it keeps the arch type design a little bit. I have the lines running two separate ways, and then the inner circles kind of outline the cans. I thought this was a good design to go ahead and still showcase the air suspension tank that me and my wife painted years ago that lots of people love seeing at shows, and then the cans to put next to it for reference. So with everything that I did in this video, I think the car has really come almost to a 100% completion, which is bittersweet because I love working on this car. I've loved the journey of building this car, but I've also been building it for 9 years pretty much non-stop, and to finally get to a point where I can say that it's kind of done is kind of surreal. The exterior is finally to a part where there's not a bunch of issues just all over the car that piss me off. I can actually take my fenders off. The color looks good, everything is smooth, everything is clean. The interior looks really good. I touched the floor. I have amazing wheels that give me perfect fitment. I have a great air management system now thanks to Aerotech. And through it all, I have a one-of-a-kind Nissan 350Z. Sure, some people have copied my rear design, which it is what it is. But the front bumper design and just the car as a whole is 100% me. I'm really proud of how far this car has come. to kind of showcase that for this weekend at low class, I made an entire mod list and put it on this little plaque so I can display it, as well as a very small photo book, as you can see how far we've come. And this just goes through some of the work that I've done over the years. And even though we haven't won an award yet, I can't express the love that I have for this car. With all that being said though, low class is this weekend. I think it's supposed to rain on Sunday, which kind of sucks because I think it's a completely outdoor show. So let's hope for the best and hope that that doesn't happen. But really looking forward to it. This is the first time my car is done pretty much for a show, so really excited to have it there and just looking its absolute best. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a vlog as well as a cinematic, just because it's been a long time since I've tried doing a cinematic, and I finally have the proper equipment to make a good cinematic, and I just haven't used it, so I kind of want to do that. So keep an eye out for those videos coming out soon. Thank you if you're already subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I have a lot of other cool stuff coming to the channel, such as going to SEMA and a shop reveal, as well as another vehicle that I've kept kind of secret that I've had for years that I want to show you guys as well. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it, because I'm super excited to show you guys all the stuff that's yet to come. With that, I will leave you guys alone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.